Hi, I'm Tommy, if you don't know. Boy, this is when you realize why a politician has a teleprompter, right? So, uh, I'm in small groups too. I'm doing the F-260 study we're doing on Wednesday, the men's group. My wife's doing that too. Uh, David talked about this, about and Brandon, about the small groups, and they did a really great job talking about why we should have people together, from just a fellowship to accountability to being able to ask questions in a small group where you feel more comfortable, right? You know, easier to talk, easier to start figuring out your testimony when you're talking. We first started the group, we could get done real quick. Now we need more time in order to say everything we want to. You know? So, but for me, part of this, I started feeling led by the Lord to slow down. I read Bible, I read a lot, do my own study. Sometimes I go on a lot of rabbit trails. And God had me to slow down and focus on Jesus. F-260 does that. 5 chapters a week. You read through it, get some verses on there, it means something to you. I read 5 verses to start the morning, right? So 5 chapters really, really slowed me down and got me thinking about what Jesus does. And I got really thinking about, why would he do it? Because when you're reading through it really, really slow and you're really thorough, people aren't really good to him. You know, we're not. And I just really enjoy this. I really do. Learned a lot from it. But from what David said, Brandon said, and what I could say here, none of that would be a reason not to come to a small group. You know. But I heard a preacher, he was talking, and he sort of addresses that. He had went to Cambridge University, a lot of students there, kind of like what our missionary there was, and he was speaking. They were speaking for 2 weeks. He went to a coffee shop, and there was a young lady there. He was speaking to her, explaining to her what he was doing while he was there, and invited her to come to a meeting, and she said, "No, I'm not interested." And he said, "Well, come anyways." Then she said, "Well, I just don't like doing that type of thing." And he said, "Well, come anyways." She said, "Well, I'm busy. I'm running a coffee shop. Don't have time." And he said, "Well, come anyways." She said, "I just don't want to go." He said, "Well, come anyways." And she said, "You don't understand. I'm not coming." And he said, "Well, come anyways." Then the story became hers. She had went home after she got done work that day, had a meal with her mother, watched the TV, and then she just felt like, I need to do this. Got on a bicycle, rode 3 miles back, went to the meeting. In the meeting, heard the words of the song, got convicted. Heard drama, said, "That's my life." Heard the preacher preach and said, "I want that." And when they had an altar call, she was the first one up, got saved. Amen. Preacher was so taken by this, he married her. Thing is, her family was in ministry. She knew Bible verses. She knew what was in there. She just didn't know Jesus. There was a door that was open, though, that she took and went through it, came there to this, and she found Jesus, found a husband. The other side, preacher asked. Sometimes you got to ask these people to come, right? So I got thinking about how many open doors I've had. Now, I've been going through some now. Small group there, Sunday school. Love Sunday school, going to that. Men meeting together before we go to service. You want a direct impact on the service? Come to that prayer meeting. You know, you have Wednesday night service. We got Saturday walk through, okay? All these things that we have that we can walk and do. And when my life verse is, this I say, then walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. If I'm not walking, I'm stopping. If I'm not going through the door, and I keep thinking, how many doors did I miss that I could have walked through if I just would do what I'm supposed to be doing? So I'm very thankful I can do this. And if you feel like you should be doing something like this, I say, well, come anyways, okay? But don't come because of what Jesus may do. Do this because of what he's already done. Thank you.